Hello, Stacey here from Living Well with Essential Oils, and welcome to Wednesday. It is time for our Wednesday wellness webinar focusing on wellness and how you can incorporate those essential oils as a part of that. My goal today is to provide some education, support, information to help you be either re-inspired to use these oils in your home to take control of different concerns that pop up as life happens, or today maybe might be more geared to those that are sitting on the fence, that have either been watching, waiting, learning, and still just go, I've just got a few more questions. I still just don't know how this works. And so hopefully I can, as we kind of wind back a little bit to the beginning, hopefully the information will help you understand why these oils are different to those that you can get from Kmart and the $2 shop, and even some health food stores, why they're different. And because of that difference, that gives me great confidence to use them in a great variety of ways. So today, I have had some feedback from the different wellness sessions, and they're like, they're so good, you're talking about this, and it's a bit too much. And I go, well, okay, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to, I'm just going to be spending the next 20 minutes about how to use these oils just in the simplest form. I'm not going to be talking about how to use them for mental or emotional support. I'm not going to be talking about how to use them for kids or women's or in your home for cleaning. I'm just going to bring it back as like a basic 101 wellness webinar about how to use these. And if you have got oils in your home, you might have, which is, I'll be honest, there's oils. I've got this box right behind me, which has been with me since the beginning. In fact, has a crack in the back of the lid, and my husband, bless him, wood glued it, pushed it down. I can't bear to live without it. It's been with me. It's the first oil box I had. I remember staying in it. It's really significant. But I have another one, and there are oils in that I don't use often. Maybe don't know a lot about, which is okay. And it's always good to revise and pick an oil. If you do have oils in your collection, maybe pick an oil a week and go, can I watch a YouTube clip about it? Can I read a blog about it? And can I try it in 1 or 2 new ways in the home? If you could do that once a week, then, even though I use these oils all day long, and I basically make sure that I have a spare of each one in there, but you can also then expand, slowly expand your repertoire and know what goes with what. And then you will also, if you do that, know how to use them those 3 ways. And with these 3 ways of using doTERRA essential oils. Now, I'm only talking about doTERRA essential oils when I'm talking about these 3 ways because of the information I'm going to share with you. So we know that essential oils, well, if you don't know, I want to assume. Let's start. As this is the beginning, essential oils are pure extracts from plants. Okay, they are plant power. They are nature's solutions for us. I get really excited about that fact. I have a strong faith in God, and I believe that, I believe in creation, so I believe that those oils, were created before we were. I believe creation on the 5th or 6th day. Should know that. Double check that. But, they came before us. Okay, I do know that. And on the 7th day, God rested. And it was all good. So I do have that really strong conviction. You may not, and that's okay. You don't have to believe in creation or God to use these oils, but that's where I come from, and I believe that that excites me, because I believe that is like another connection, tangible connection for me to my faith. So they come from plants, and they are nature's solutions for those plants. So some plants, the essential oil is there to heal it when, a bug bites it and destroys the leaf. Okay, those essential oils come into play to help heal it. There are the essential oils come into play when it comes to attracting and repelling. So when it's time for flowers to pollinate, bees, when we want to attract the bees, the aroma is there. It's the aroma that draws the bees, and the bees do its thing, which they are incredible unto themselves. And then we can use that. It's also then as a way of repelling when they don't want a certain insect to be around. Similar, I've got my veggie garden, similar to kind of companion planting there. Even though I'm not a professional about it, I know that lavender is good to have around the garden to repel certain insects. I've also got marigold, which is known to repel insects because of their aroma. So the essential oil is like the lifeblood within that plant, and we get access to that. And when we get access to it, we can then use those same properties for us and for our mind, body, soul, and spirit. Now, they are highly concentrated when they come from those plants, such as barks, flowers, petals, press, like citrus fruits. What else do they come from? They come from a wide variety, okay? And they are incredibly powerful. I always, and will continue to say this, err on the side of caution when you're new to essential oils. Don't go, oh yeah, here's my peppermint, I'll take 20 drops. Err on the side of caution, knowing that they are concentrated. So, herbs and essential oils, they're essentially from the same plant material. But obviously, herbs and naturopaths use the herbs, which are incredible. And I love my tea. I'm not discrediting the power of a wonderful, beautiful peppermint tea before bed. But the essential oils, in the way that we can use them, give us more variety, I believe, than just like the herbs. So coming back to peppermint, for instance, peppermint is one, I love peppermint. In fact, I'm going to have a good sniff of it now. So peppermint in this bottle here, one drop is equivalent to 28 cups of plant material. So one drop that I'm going to pop in my hands right now, this one drop here, in order to make this one drop, and I'm almost empty, would you believe, but that's okay. As I said, I've got a spare bottle. Okay, so because it is the end, I'm happy just to do this, which means I'm not getting a full drop, but maybe more like a quarter of a drop. When you're getting it, when you're getting that, if you even line up 28 tea bags, if you've got those, or if you've got the loose tea, just to get your mind around it, it just is incredible to know how much is needed. And peppermint, I'm going to use right now. Peppermint, as I mentioned, is beautiful and supportive to the digestive system, but like this, right on my palms now, what I'm using right now is one first way, and that is aromatically, okay? So peppermint is one that I love to do this. It is 5 o'clock. I'm recording a little bit later than I usually do. I have had a nap today. I know that the evening's not even finished, so peppermint for me right now is the oil that I'm using to help stimulate the senses, and that is where the difference is of essential oils and plants. You can't get that same effect, when you're using herbal remedies like tinctures, and because tinctures effectively are, which is another way we'll talk about it, is internal support, and peppermint can be used for internal support. Peppermint can be added to your water. And again, I'm only ever talking about doTERRA essential oils when it comes to internal use. And this is optional. Not everyone has to go there. But internal, you could still, if you don't have peppermint tea at home, you could still boil your water at the end of the night. If you're used to buying or having peppermint tea at night, and if you want to swap that and you want to go, hey, I'll use my essential oils instead, to get the most. For me, it's about getting I want to use my peppermint 20 ways instead of one, so that I can, for me, it's a great justification of that purchase. Hey, I've done this, and this with it. I've replaced this. I didn't have to buy peppermint tea bags. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to. You can just think of other ways, and just helps you to get more bang for your buck, which is really, really important, more than ever. Well, all the time, but right now. So aromatic use is inhaled either off the palms, similar to that. Great for when you're dealing with congestion. Wonderful when you're wanting to wake up the senses. It's a great one to stimulate the brain. Peppermint is. Other oils have different properties, as mentioned, and therefore will have a different response. So what is happening is the essential oil isn't being inhaled into my brain. What it is going through the nasal passages and at the back of my, and before it, there's like a little sensor right behind the brain, behind there, somewhere incredibly in there. You can't, it's sort of middle point there, right? It's really, if you had a cross section of your brain, and that deciphers what the aroma is and what then chemical or needs to be released into the bloodstream for support, either for your moods. And aromatically is a great way to use essential oils for your moods and mind. When you inhale it like that, either from the bottle, which you could do, which is probably a great way for kids to inhale it from the bottle instead of what I've done on my palms. My palms, if I was to stick that in my eye now, it would cause an irritation and be quite uncomfortable. Because my hands were along my palms here. Now, I don't mind this. I love it, but it's cool. Peppermint is a cooling oil. So right now, this area here is fine, is cool. I could also put this at my hands, any residue along my back, and have that cool, that neck area feel cool as well. Now that's sort of crossing into topical use there, and there's some tips you need to know for that to do it safely. But that's all fine for an adult who's used to oils and wants sort of that cooling feeling. But for children, that could be quite it's burning, mummy. My boys often go, it's burning when I put it. Baba, it's not. It's peppermint. It's got this cooling feeling. Give it a minute, and it will calm down. It'll go away. But as long as it doesn't run into eyes, which, if you were to ask your children to do that, put the oil on their hands, they highly likely are going to wash their hands before they go and put it in their eye, even if you ask them a million times. Or maybe I'm just talking about my three. So inhaling then from the bottle is a great option. And it does have the power to affect your mind and your mood because of this incredible part of the brain there. So it goes up there through the brain and then releases chemicals into the blood, hormones if necessary. It's a mood hack. It is a brain hack. It is amazing. That is why we've got, I will, forgive me if I've said it again, and you've heard me in one of these previous webinars, but we see, we hear, we taste, we touch, we feel. So smelling is just as equally as important in the role that it has in our body. So using these oils aromatically is you will smell it, and it will have an effect. And that is empowering for me because I feel like I can, mood hack when I've got, stroppy kids, or even myself. Honestly, if I think about my support first, making sure my mama health is in check, then the rest of the day, life goes well, right? So that is one we have been talking about aromatically there, inhaling it. Diffusing is another really powerful way, and that I really love. We've got diffusers in every bedroom, my office. I even have a sneaky one in the bathroom, a tiny little travel Rome diffuser, which is actually available. Once again, it's just a limited edition diffuser that comes available once a year. Actually, I don't even think I saw it last year. Anyway, that's off the track. But that diffuser, it's a tiny little one that sits above the toilet, and now I'm not necessarily using it in the toilet for mood hacking, although that could help, while the boys are there doing their thing, and I've got IM statements above the toilet they can look at. But for me, in that purpose, it's all about using aromatic support to help kill germs in the air in that area. And so I often have different oils running in that diffuser than I do in my bedroom diffuser. I often have Purify running in there, which is a cleansing blend. Smells like, citronella, eucalyptus, tea tree. It's got all those high antibacterial oils just to help that area smell good, as well as kill any airborne, germs that might be lingering. And there are other oils that can be used to support our immune system while we're, through using a diffuser. So I think of On Guard, particularly a great one to have when you're feeling a little under the weather. So maybe while you're asleep, you have On Guard and lavender beside you. The lavender, is calming, and On Guard has these incredible, powerful oils to, as you're breathing it in. So again, breathing it in really gently through a diffuser. So very different to what I did with the peppermint. Very different, okay? We're not snorting it back for that sudden hit. We are going subtle. We are going gentle. It is fine vapors into the air. And that is then as we go about our day, I love that. We go about in and out of the bedrooms, go about, if you're doing a diffuser at night, I love having night, and I say put it on from 4 o'clock, because while you're going in and out of the bathroom and into your room and putting pajamas on, and then the kids are reading books, they're getting that, and then they're leaving and allowing it to work. It's not like, all right, lights out. I have never, ever had success where I go, all right, stop what you're doing, go to bed. No way. The kids, they don't respond very well to that. But if I can set the night up with a few triggers to help, again, create that mood. So it's like a gentle decline, not like nosedive, because you're not going to, well, if you nosedive, you're not going to end up very, very well. It's not going to be a good outcome. So think about that when you want your diffuser and how you want to support then the body. These diffusers usually go for 5 this one goes up to 10 hours intermittently. So, get something like that. And doTERRA have a number of diffusers. I'm holding the Brevi here, which has also been available different times throughout the year. But the Petal is a great one to start with, and that comes with the Home Essentials kit. And in that is also Easy Air and On Guard. Now, Easy Air is a great one to have when your children are feeling a little bit congested, bit stuffy, snotty, and to have running through the night to support them and support their breathing. So, that is just very gently. Now, this is cold steam, not hot. So I did have, before I knew about oils, before I knew about how to use them properly, I did have those old steam. Bless my mama, she probably got it for me, and she probably got the essential oil that came with it. I don't know the quality, but it just hot steam, and it just fogged up our room, my children's room. And if you've ever used it, you've got to open the blinds, wipe down the walls, and deal with that the next day. That when and if you maybe didn't have quite a good sleep and you had to wake up and do that again, it's sucky. I'll be honest. There was 1 year of my life that was pretty rough, and I know that the humidifier was my way to try and fix that, because of what I thought was the right thing to do. And maybe there was a time and place for that, but technology and information and research has evolved. And now, particularly when I'm talking about doTERRA essential oils, and I've sat there and listened to the Dr. Nicole Stevens, who's very passionate. She's the head researcher and scientist at doTERRA in their Utah base. There are oils are different. Every oil, not that the quality. There are various qualities, and it's an unregulated industry. So when you're putting with good intentions, because mama, wants to love and care for her little people, and then, and you don't get the result you want, it's frustrating. And I understand that. And that's why I am here doing this, and why I am so passionate to support mamas and give you the tools, because you can help your little people navigate this crazy, crazy world, mind, body, soul, and spirit, well, with these essential oils, and you feel like confident. I feel so confident. I put the easy air in, and I know for me, in my home, I know that my children are going to wake up better. I just know it. And that's, I'm also very mindful that I am not here to prescribe, nor am I here to suggest these heal or cure or treat any illnesses or disease, but this is my experience. And so when I know that I put easy air in, aromatically here, which is a beautiful blend of essential oils to help nourish the lungs, open up the lungs and the sinuses, and I know that I, in my home, trust and use that often as a part of my toolbox. It's in there, up here. All my blends are up here. My singles are down there. My roller balls are here, and I'll talk about the roller balls. I know that they work, and that just makes me, you wake up feeling yay. A little win. And so a diffuser really in every room is really encouraged. The last thing I'll talk about is just moods and setting the day. Obviously, we are a homeschooling family, so no 2 days are the same. No 2 days are the same in any home. But when it comes to learning from home, seriously, some days my kids are on fire. They're kids, I get it. And then some days, it's like pulling teeth out. It is not all smooth sailing. I have passive non-compliance. So he just sits there and doesn't do anything. And he's as smart as anything. I know he knows the answers. I've got then a kid that's, he knows it's too hard or feels like it's too hard, so he just gives up, and then he starts like getting angry at me because it's too hard. So we use the diffuser in our learning space, and we make sure that it's filled with oils. I love Adaptive Tranquil Blend, but we use oils that promote focus, calm, and I make sure that we're sitting by it when it's reading time, so that we're again taking that in, because that really helps us as we navigate through learning from home, because it's fun. It is a joy, but it's a challenge, and I swap one challenge for another. So I've swapped the school crazy drop-off time just for 3 kids all needing your attention all at the same time. So I do honestly use these a lot for us in our home, in those environments, because that can be really challenging, overwhelming. I'm going to start talking about topically a little bit, and we use, when it comes to sort of times where I'm feeling overwhelmed, I turn to and have, since I bought my starter pack, and then I can't remember if I actually got Balance at the same time as my starter pack, but I know it was an oil very close to the same time. In fact, it's my doTERRA anniversary this month, and 7 years of having these oils in my home. I know that this is like every mama needs it. Every mama needs balance, because we're juggling so many things. But we also need balance within our bodies, our hormones, and our emotions. And so I use this oil just as it is, because of what I know is in it. And I'll let you know, it is fractionated coconut oil. So that's the first ingredient. First ingredient, just when you're looking at anything, always means it's the most. Okay, so even if you're looking at a packet of chips on the back at the shelf, the Woolies, Coles, and it says sugar, salt, first ingredient, bam, bam, get rid of them. Even if they're in the first 3 ingredients, sugar or salt, try and make another choice. Just again, a slight digression. But first ingredient, when you're looking at a blend, means the most when it comes to the oils. So because it has fractionated coconut oil is really important part of safely applying topically essential oils topically to the body, okay? And the reason why it does that is that fractionated coconut oil has the ability to kind of provide a gentle layer for the on the skin, and then and the essential oils are mixed in it as well, and then it helps because whatever goes on the skin goes into the skin. Remember, largest organ of the body here, really need to protect it. The essential oil is drawn in at the same time with that fractionated coconut oil. So when I smelt this is pretty much off my hands now. It evaporates really, really quickly. And so if you were to just put random, you might have a sore tummy and you use that peppermint, for instance, and you just decide to grab this, put peppermint on here without that fractionated coconut oil, which also does come in most starter packs as well, the Home Essentials and the Family Essentials, both really important, and the Aroma Touch kit. They're three of my top four is the Emotional Wellness Pack, but that mostly comes with fractionated coconut oil because it allows you again to get the most out of your oils and helps you to apply it safely. So if you were to put this here on your little person, it would have that being peppermint. It would feel really like coolly burny on the body because it does. It draws blood and moves blood away. Because that high menthol in it is why it's got that that sort of sensation. But balance, coming back to balance, okay? Balance is one that already has that fractionated coconut oil in it. So in that moment of feeling overwhelmed, I know that I can safely go and do this, okay? I can apply straight from the bottle for myself, okay? So when I know, that I'm feeling frustrated, and I couple this with deep breath, and busy day, and before I even drove off from picking up my son from a homeschooling gathering this afternoon, I did just sit in the car, put my oils on, and we just take, again, those big deep breaths. So when I breathed in the peppermint before, that does help me to wake up, right? But when I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need to feel grounded and calm, putting the oil on and breathing at the same time, I'm getting both benefits, okay? I'm getting benefits, the aromatic benefits, but I'm also getting the internal benefits. So these beautiful essential oils are being very gently absorbed into the body, into the bloodstream, and it goes to where it needs to go. So when I'm dealing with emotions like that, taking those deep breaths helps to increase oxygen flow, and oxygen flow helps to then carry the blood and the messages and whatever it does in there, these incredible things that we have been gifted. It just helps me, all right? So topically, I am supporting my mind and my mood when I'm using balance. Other oils that you can use, neat. So that's called neat when you're just putting it from the bottle. So it's undiluted, and there are some that you can. Balance is one because it does have that carrier oil. Lavender is another oil that you can use neat. So from the bottle numerous times, mozzie bites, bug bites, burns. I have just light burns, okay? I'm not talking crazy serious stuff that requires medical attention, but I'm talking about, I touched the pot without, a cloth and forgotten it was on. I've burnt before hair straightener or my curl or something like that, and I just clip the top of my ear. That is when I would just grab it from the bottle and happily put it wherever it needs. It does not have fractionated coconut oil in it. However, in saying that, lavender is doTERRA's Swiss Army knife of essential oils, right? There are so many things it can do. It contains linalool, which is a really soothing element, so soothing to the body. So if that bug bite, irritation, burn there, it's very soothing. It is great to have and just put on as it is. It can also support the emotions. So you'll find balance is lavender is in a number of my rollerballs that I make up. And that, in fact, rollerballs, and I'll show you a couple, because that is an incredible way, topical way of using essential oils. Now, there are two types of rollerballs, which are used for topical use. So let's talk about peppermint, for instance, and let's talk about digestive discomfort. Now, doTERRA have made it easy. They have made it easy. However, I don't have it here, so let's move on. Let's do a different one. Let's talk. You've got the kind of occasional. You've got a bit of you've worked out, or you've just worked in the garden, and you're feeling a bit tight, maybe in your shoulders, or you're feeling, you've gone up another level in your kilos. Maybe you're at 20 kilos now for bench presses, and so your knees are feeling a little bit uncomfortable because you've worked those muscles or joints a little bit more. What I'm going to show you is Ice Blue. Okay, that is an oil that comes neat, right, as the 5 ml. And doTERRA have made it easy for you as well to get the rollerball. And this is diluted with fractionated coconut oil. It's got the 5 ml from then it's got the essential oils in here, and it's got the rollerball top for you to directly put it on that shoulder, scapula. If that is an area, the tight muscles. This is a great one if you're on the computer a lot and you often get tight and you need to release the tension in your neck. So because that is topical application. Now that is pre-formulated from doTERRA, and if this is powerful as well, because when you are putting it, when it provides that immediate comfort, and often is soothing. When I'm still just talking about Ice Blue here, which is really great, pre and post workout, and it makes it easy to get the most out of your oils. You can continue then, once you've got your wholesale account, you can continue to buy those already made up if you're confident with that and like that. But if you're confident, and which is really great at the beginning of your journey, right? I encourage you, because I personally do have a whole bunch of rollerballs here. I love them like this for topical. So to be honest, if I have to explain to my children to go grab the oil, or my husband, I might be out and about and he's ringing me saying, the kids, this is going on, have you got something? Or even if he says, I've got something going on for himself because he's been out in the garden, what can I put on? I know he would rather something that's pre-formulated, ready to go, as opposed to going, hey, honey, go grab this, measure that out, do this on your hand. No, so, I'm trying to cover the bases for the whole family. But I love, now that I'm confident with my oils, I remake this, okay? I have fractionated coconut oil at home, always. I then add from here, my essential, my Ice Blue here, I add, I don't know, 15, 20, 30, 40 drops, I'm not sure. Nice and strong, I do make the Ice Blue, because primarily I know that my husband or myself use it. But when it comes to the kids, and I love DIY, I really, really do, I've got from the kids collection, for instance. I get my boys complain all the time because they're busy, they're active, they're skaters, they're soccer players, they're growing, they are growing. I look at them every day and say, oh my goodness, you're taller. They really are growing before my eyes. And what I've got here is, this one's called Growth Support Blend. So this is to roll anywhere you have growth, spurt, discomfort as needed. Now this is a DIY rollerball for topical application that I've created myself. It is roughly, from memory, it is 5 drops Ice Blue, I think it's 5 drops lavender, 5 drops 5 drops peppermint, and I think it's 5 drops Ice Blue. Aroma. Oh no, it's easier. Aroma Touch. Okay, something like that in there. Now, you heard me say before that I probably fill this up. This is 5 ml, and this is 10, and I put, like, as I said, 30, 40 drops, 25, 30 drops. Okay. Generally speaking, oils for myself and my husband are much stronger than for our little people. And that is where dilution and having the ice blue, having your essential oils neat in this form, and your fractionated coconut oil and some supplies and some recipes and things like that I can help you with. You can create rollerballs and approaches that are appropriate for your home and your age group and skin sensitivities and those things. And that's that support that I give you when I'm your essential oil go-to girl, right? That's that information that I follow you. I'm with you to help you, learn that, understand that. How many drops for here? How many drops for that? But you can start with the pre-formulated stuff and then move on to creating your own, which is really fun. It really, really is. Now, last thing, really, really quickly, I'm going to broach on is internal use, and I do have to reiterate again, I'm only talking about doTERRA essential oils, and I'm only talking because I know their purity, I know the way they've grown and harvested, I know all that information is available to us, I know that they are tested beyond belief, and that gives me great confidence to take them in the third way for flavoring use. Lemon, I'll use lemon as an example. It actually says on the bottle for flavoring use. Okay, so for me, I love my lemon. I've got my glass bottle. You need to use glass, not plastic. 3 to 5 drops in my water most days. Ideally, you do the water first, and then because the oil and water don't mix, so you can see I'm swishing around, but ideally oils first, then the water. Delicious. So you can use a number of those. Lemon is food grade for internal use, and again I provide that information to help you. Lavender, you can use peppermint, you can use wild orange, rosemary, spearmint, tangerine, grapefruit, frankincense, oregano, celery seed, ginger. There's a lot. There really, really is a lot of essential oils. There's some that you definitely cannot. Ice blue is one that you cannot, and it's actually got this safety lid. It is the only one that does have the safety lid because it has wintergreen in it, and wintergreen individually also has its lid like this because you can't ingest it. It's poisonous if you were to ingest it, but it's great topically and aromatically if you wanted to use it. So they've just decided to do that. Now internally, you can add it to your water like I did, put it under your tongue, which I do with frankincense. It's in our bathroom. I love the Smart and Sassy in my water. I love wild orange in my bliss balls, peppermint in my brownie. I love it. I love exploring food with the oils, but also it helps to nourish the body. So you can, one thing, the digestive system, it can stimulate the immune system with different oils that we have. And one thing I do love, the other way is using it internally, and I'll just show you the DDR Prime here as a last thing for today, is that the DDR Prime is a gel cap, a vegetarian soft gel, that is infused with essential oils there. Now this one has clove in it. It has orange, thyme, summer savory, lemongrass, and frankincense. Now I'm taking this as a therapeutic supplement. It is TGA approved in Australia, which gives me great confidence as well. And so there's all that information available. But I'm taking this, DDR stands for damaged DNA repair. So I know that it's helping to support the inside out. I want to age gracefully. I want to age well. I want to live long and healthy and strong, mind, body, and soul. And so that is a part of my wellness protocol that I've created for myself, just to help, promote self-care and manage whatever's going on in here. So that is where the other internal use, using some of the supplements that doTERRA have made available for that therapeutic benefit, and it's wonderful. It's just there's a great range available for you once you get started with your collection. Once start basic. I do encourage you to start one of the 4 packs that I've mentioned. And slowly, like this isn't a race. This is 7 years on, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for another 7 years, God willing. Not going, this is a step by step, learning how, and every day just learning something new about oils, learning another way, exploring, getting a book, watching these, turning up to make sure that you get the most out of your investment, and so that you've got tools, you've got ways to navigate through whatever life may throw at you. And this is one element you can support your health and well-being. You might add in other modalities along the way. I mean, I go get a massage rarely, but when I do, I take my own oils because I want them putting my oils on me. And I do give Aroma Touch techniques, which is a very gentle touch approach, and I use my essential oils on my clients. So amazing. There's so many different ways, but just remember, talking about doTERRA as I wrap up, 3 ways. They are topically, internally, and aromatically, and you can use one or both, or sometimes a concern might need a number of approaches. You try one way, go, okay, we need to tweak that. And that's where you need to have, shameless shout out here, a go-to girl, someone that you are connected with, someone that you trust, someone that you can talk to, someone that can help, point in the right direction, because there's lots of information out there. And I'm going to say Dr. Google doesn't like natural therapies, so you've got to be really wise in where you get that information from, okay? And these oils just can help navigate through life. So that's our Wednesday wellness wrap up. We've just revised really simply these 3 ways on how to use them, and some of the ways that I use them obviously in my home. We've got those rollerball remedies, ready to go rollerball sets on my website as well for common concerns, emotions and kids. We've got teens and women's health on its way, so they're always great as well. If the budget's tight, they're $40 for you to get started, and then as you learn to use those oils, so maybe like the growth support, you can then just start your journey with maybe buying the 3 or 4 oils that you need to remake that growth support, and then learn how to use those 3 or 4 oils in 3 or 4 more other ways, and then you've just grown. You've grown and you don't even know it. All right, so here to help in any way. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week. Bye.